This week on iBN Southeast, an impressive performance from St. Thomas Aquinas. Do they have what it takes to move to number one? And a disappointing showing from Prattville. Will this top squad from Alabama fall out of the top 10? We'll talk about it next here on iBN Southeast. The Southeast is one loaded region, and that's all we talk about here on iBN Southeast. Hey everybody, Sam Farber here, your host. We've got a lot to talk about. Dallas Jackson, senior analyst from Rivals High, will be stopping by. But before we get to him, we've got to bring you some of the biggest plays from your neck of the woods here on the Regional Replay. Safe to say Cocoa was the best 0-3 team in the nation. All losses coming out of state or against ranked opponents. Tigers tailback Antoine Lee spun around here at the 20. He's going to keep his footing and weave his way. What a run. That's good for a score against Warner Christian. Later on, a punt block results in 6 more points. Cocoa, a convincing first win of the year, 55-zip. Dwyer wants back in the top 100. They try and punch it in against Spanish River. Ball pops out, falls right to Evan Harvey. He's going to circle the pile for a score. Later on, Rivals High top 10 QB Phaeton Bauta throws the ball out along the line of scrimmage, but he'll get credit for 57 yards. Receiver Johnny Dixon breaks away for the score. Dwyer wins 33-13. Greenwood up against Wren in South Carolina. Running back David Davis runs off right guard in for a 7-yard score. Similar play from 10 yards out. This time he goes to the left side. He would go in 3 times on the night. Greenwood wins 49-21. Burns at Hannah. Rebels roll on the road. Shane Samuels on the pick 6 in a 63-6 final, convincing for Burns, and everything good for Burns makes Gaffney look even better. Indians beat Burns earlier in the year. They destroyed Greenville this weekend. Joey Copeland threw for 4 scores, including this 34-yard strike to Brandon Beavis. Beavis did most of the work, but still, 73 zilch, Gaffney the final. De La Salle at St. Thomas Aquinas. 2 top 10 teams meeting in Florida. DLS some razzle-dazzle for their lone score, but STA walks away with the win. Fred Coppett scored twice in the 30-6 decision. Finally, Rivals High number 20, Columbus visiting Miami High. Explorers explosive at the start. Jesus Wilson weaves his way through the Miami D. He'll bring the opening kickoff back 73 yards, but the scoring had just begun. Running back Daryl Chestnut is going to break this one. He's going to break 1, make that 2 tackles, and he's going to run in wearing 2. Let's see. We'll make that 1 shoe. It's one of his 3 TDs. Columbus wins 55-3. Well, that St. Thomas Aquinas win is the talk of the nation, and we're going to talk about it now with the senior analyst from Rivals High, Dallas Jackson. Dallas, welcome back to the show. In the Southeast, St. Thomas Aquinas has really established itself as the number 1 team. Does this win over De La Salle establish it as the number 1 team in the nation now?
Well, you know, I don't know if it goes up to number 1 team in the nation, and there's actually still some debate in Florida whether it's the number 1 team in the state, with Armwood being a very good team out of the Tampa area. What this definitely does is establish Florida as probably the number 1 state this season. They've done really well in their out-of-state games. They look to be a very solidly coached state now. They've always had the athletes, and it seems like everything else is catching up and really building around that. The knock against St. Thomas Aquinas now is going to be with Prattville losing this week to Opelika. Does that hurt their strength of schedule? That's something we have to weigh out, and something that's going to play out as the season goes on. We don't want to overreact because of that loss right now.
Now, talk a little bit more about that Prattville loss. What is this signal? Because at the start of the season, I think the consensus was that Prattville might be the most talented team in the nation.
Yeah, and I think people would still say that Prattville is the most talented team in the nation. You have to wonder what went on to lose 16-14 at home against a team that lost by almost 30 points 2 weeks prior to that. So that loss is certainly stunning. We have to weigh it out. We're going to give Prattville another week or 2 to see if that was the exception or if that was the new rule. That was a certain head-scratcher because we saw Aquinas and Prattville play to the end, and now we see it play Opelika to the end. That raises a lot of questions.
And it might cost St. Thomas Aquinas the chance to be the number 1 team in the nation. We'll continue to talk about that throughout the year. Dallas Jackson, thanks so much for the time. Look forward to talking to you again next show. That's going to do it for us here on iBN Southeast, but many of those great plays from the regional replay might be candidates for the number 1 in the nation. You can find out by watching the top 10 plays right here on Rivals High TV. We'll talk to you next time. For everyone here on iBN Southeast, I'm Sam Farber saying thanks for watching.